Descriptions of the characteristics of King Purañjana by Madhava Sharma. Narad Muni visits King Barhisat. The great sage Maitreya continued, speaking to Vidura. My dear Vidura, in this way, Lord Shiva instructed the sons of King Barhisat. The sons of the king also worshipped Lord Shiva with great devotion and respect. Finally, Lord Shiva became invisible to the princes. All the Prateta princes simply stood in the water for 10,000 years and recited the prayers given to them by Lord Shiva. While the princes were undergoing severe austerities in the water, their father was performing different types of fruitive activities. At this time, the great saint Narada, master and teacher of all spiritual life, became very compassionate upon the king and decided to instruct him about spiritual life. Narad Muni asked King Pratinabarhisat, My dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activities. The king replied, O great soul, Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities. Those who are interested only in a so-called beautiful life, namely remaining as a householder entangled by sons and a wife and searching after wealth, think that such things are life's ultimate goal. Such people simply wander in different types of bodies throughout this material existence without finding the ultimate goal of life. The great Saint Narada said, O ruler of the citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrifice arena. All these animals are waiting your death so that they can avenge their injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with the iron horns. In this connection, I wish to narrate an old history connected with the character of a king called Purañjana. Please try to hear me with great attention. My dear king, once in the past lived a king named Purandana, who was celebrated for his great activities. He had a friend named Avigyata, the unknown one. No one could understand the activities of Avigyata. King Purandana began to search for a suitable place to live, and thus he traveled all over the world. Even after a great deal of traveling, he could not find a place just to his liking. Finally, he became morose and disappointed. King Purandana had unlimited desires for sense enjoyment. Consequently, he traveled all over the world to find a place where all his desires could be fulfilled. Unfortunately, he found a feeling of insufficiency everywhere. Once, while wandering in this way, he saw on the southern side of the Himalayas, in a place named Bharatvarsha, India, a city that had 9 gates all about and was characterized by all offices facilities. That city was surrounded by walls and parks, and within it were towers canals, windows, and outlets. The houses were decorated with domes made of gold, silver, and iron. While wandering here and there in that wonderful garden, King Purañjana suddenly came in with a very beautiful woman who was walking there without any engagement. She had 10 servants with her, and each servant had hundreds of wives accompanying him. The woman was protected on all sides by a five-hooded snake. She was very beautiful. She appeared very anxious to find a suitable husband. Purandana, the hero, became attracted to the very beautiful girl and was immediately pierced by the arrows of Cupid. When she smiled slyly, she looked very beautiful to Purandana, who, although a hero, could not refrain from addressing her. My dear lotus-eyed, kindly explain to me where you are coming from, who you, who, who you are, and whose daughter you are. You appear very chaste. What is the purpose of your coming here? What are you trying to do? Please explain all these things to me. Who are those 11 strong bodyguards with you? And who are those 10 specific servants? Who are those women following the 10 servants? And who is the snake that is preceding you? My dear beautiful girl, you are exactly like the goddess of fortune, or the wife of Lord Shiva, the goddess of learning, the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, I see that you are loitering in this forest. Indeed, you are as silent as the great sages. Is it that you are searching after your own husband? Whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, he will come to possess all opulences. I think you must be the goddess of fortune, but I do not see the lotus flower in your hand. Therefore, I am asking you where you have thrown that lotus. O greatly fortunate one, it appears that you are none of the women I have mentioned, because I see that your feet are touching the ground. But if you are some woman of this planet, you can like the goddess of fortune, who, accompanied by Lord Vishnu, increases the beauty of the Vaikuntha planet. Also, increase the beauty of the city associating with me. You should understand that I am a great hero and a very powerful king on this planet. The girl said, "Oh, best of the human beings, I do not know who has begot me. I cannot speak to you perfectly about this, nor do I know the names of the order of the associates with me. O great hero, we only know that we are existing in this place. We do not know what will come after. Indeed, we are so foolish that we do not care to understand who has created this beautiful place for our residence. My dear gentlemen, all these men and women with me are known as my friends. The snake, who always remains awake, protects me, this city, even during my sleeping hours. So much I know. I do not know anything beyond this. O killer of the enemy, you have somehow or other come here. This is certainly great fortune for me. I wish all auspicious things for you. You have a great desire to satisfy your senses and all my friends, and I shall try our best in all respects to fulfill your desires. My dear Lord, I have just arranged this city of 9 gates for you so that you can have all kinds of sense gratifications. You may live here for 100 years, and everything for your sense gratification will be supplied. The great sage Narada continued, My dear king, those two, the man and the woman, supporting one another through mutual, mutual understanding, entered the city and enjoyed life for 100 years. Of the 9 gates in that city, 7 were on the surface and 2 were subterranean. A total of 9 doors were constructed, and these led to different palaces and places. All the gates were used by the city's governor. My dear king, all the 9 doors, five, five of 9 doors, 5 led toward the eastern side. One led toward the northern side, 1 led toward the southern side, and 2 led to the western side. I shall try to give the names of these different doors. The 2 gates named Khadyota and Avramukhi were situated facing the eastern side, but they were constructed in one place. Those through those 2 gates, the king used to go to the city of Vibhrazat, accompanied by a friend who was named Dhuman. Similarly, in the east, there were 2 sets of gates named Nalini and Nalini. These were also constructed in one place. Through these gates, the king, accompanied by a friend named Avadhuta, used to go to the city of Saurabha. The 5th gate, situated on the eastern side, was named Mukhya, or the thief. Through this gate, accompanied by a friend named Rasagya and Vipana, he used to go to visit the 2 places named Bahudana and Apana. The southern gate of the city was known as Pichu, and through that gate King Purañjana used to visit the city named Dakshinapanta, accompanied by his friend Sotadhara. On the northern side was the gate named Devahu. Through that gate, King Purañjana used to go with his friend Sotadhara to the place known as Uttara Pantal. On the western side was a gate named Asuri. Through that gate, King Purañjana used to go to the city of Gamaka, accompanied by his friend named Jumad. Another gate on the western side was known as Nirti. Purañjana used to go through this gate to the place known as Vaisasa, accompanied by his friend Lubdhaka. Of the many inhabitants of the city, there are 2 persons named Nirva and Prasasta. Although King Purañjana was the ruler of citizens who possessed eyes, he unfortunately used to associate with these blind men. Accompanied by them, he used to go here and and perform various activities. Sometimes he used to go to his private home with one of his chief servants, the mind, who was named Sutuna. At that time, illusion, satisfaction, and happiness used to produce from his wife and children. Being entangled in different types of mental concoction and engaged in fruitive activities, King Purañjana came completely under the control of material intelligence and was defeated. Indeed, he used to fulfill all the desires of his wife, the queen. In this way, King Purañjana was captivated by his nice wife and was defeated. Indeed, he became cheated in his whole existence in the material world. Even against that poor foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master. Thank you, Hare Krishna.